what are the keys to happiness? Because I find this subject so fascinating, and I'd love for you to dive into intentional activity and circumstances and how those factor into our happiness.
This issue of the gap between our expectations and the reality of our experiences matters a great deal. And we sort of learn over time how we manage our wins and losses. And some people beat themselves up with their losses, and some people just embrace them as I did my best. That's a huge impact on someone's happiness. I remember reading a book that linked happiness to wisdom, and wisdom being advanced prefrontal thinking, as well as deep emotional awareness, and being able to focus on your positive emotions of hope and forgiveness and love and the like. I know one of the countries, I mentioned this in the last chapter, that continues to be the happiest country in the world is Finland. And when you peel back the onion and look at Finland, they basically say people who are more connected to nature, people who feel a sense of gratitude, people who are connected to relationships in healthier ways. Those are some of the things. And then they have the typical safety net of Scandinavian countries, you know, good education, good healthcare, or whatever. But gratitude was front and center. And they continue to be rated number one. And I don't think they have enough money to pay for that status.
I lived in Denmark for 6 months or so in college, and then I've gone back many times since then, probably 20 times. Yes. I love it there. One thing that you didn't mention, so all of those things are true in Denmark as well, and they're one of the happier countries in the world. And my Danish friends would even say it's a fairy tale country, you know, because you would just, if you were writing a story about a happy place, you would write about Denmark. But one thing that they have that we don't necessarily have is a slowness to life. And when you're having coffee with somebody, it's not, somebody checking their watch. I've got to go here. I've got to go there next. No, there's a slowness. They allow the experience to develop. The Danish Christmas meal, I was sitting at the table and one of the boys next to me elbowed me and he said, "Don, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint." and it just went on for hours and hours, and we played games and talked, and it's just magical. But in happy places, I feel like there is a slowness to life. They let their relationships savor, and they're not rushed to the next thing all of the time.
Well, it's similar to the Dan Buettner's work in the Blue Zones, is that these people take time for family and friend rituals and the like. And but I think that a lot of it has to do with your attachment to the future and the attachment to success, is that you're constantly living someplace other than where you are now.
And their social safety net definitely helps with the definition of success.
Yeah.
They're not chasing money. They're not chasing status, professional status. They spend much more time on their social connections.
Yeah.